Hello, in the red corner we have the Africa Twin. This is a 2018 model 1000cc DCT. And in the white corner we've got the Honda Transalp 750. This is a year old. Now I know what you're thinking, how can you compare the two? You couldn't possibly, because they're kind of different bikes really, aren't they? Yes. No, it's not a video on comparing these two as such, maybe just a little. No, it's far more self-serving this. This video is all about me and my decision, but I really do need you to help me. You see, I can't keep both of these bikes. Now, I know what the manual says about being a bike rider, that you're supposed to keep every single bike you've ever owned. Upon death, you've got to pass them down to your firstborn or have them buried with you. But under the circumstances, one of them's got to go because I've got to buy another bike. Anyway, back to it. So, the question is, which one's gonna go? I am far too emotionally invested in both of these bikes now, and I can't make a rational decision about which to have. They both got their pros and they both got their cons. So what I want to do is examine each one, go for a little ride on each, and hopefully by the end of this video, I will have a clear understanding, and you will definitely have an understanding of which is the one that I have to sell. Oh, and while I remember, there's one other point. For all you YouTubers out there that have made loads of videos about the Africa Twin, there's something you never said, isn't there? Yes, I know, I've got a bone to pick. So there's definitely something really important about this one that I need to tell you. We'll come to that shortly. Meanwhile, the first bike we're going to have a look at is this one. Right, well I guess the first thing I need to clear up is, why do I own this bike? How did it come into my possession? I did a couple of videos previously on this one because I bought it from Copart, kind of by accident to be honest with you. It was involved in an accident, only a minor accident, it's a category M. And this section here, this was damaged, as was the radiator and a couple of bits of plastic. Nothing major. And I got it really cheap from the auction site at the time, but as soon as I added on the fees and the cost of all these bits, this plastic alone was 460 quid. I came in at about £6,000, including my year's insurance as well, which was 120 odd quid. So yeah, I'm £6,000 in for a bike that is 2018. So, you know, I don't know why I did it, but I did it and now it's mine. The question I keep coming back to is whether I think my Transalp is worth twice as much as this. Not just financially, which it is, that was 12,000, I'm in it for 6,000 on this, but whether I really think it gives me twice as much. Sure, it gives me a few extras, a nice fancy screen and what have you, and a few more technical electronics, but this has got all that as well. I'll show you that in just a second. So, you know, this is a 2018, technically it's a 217, because in the 218 they upgraded the dash, but this has got the older one. This is a brilliant bike. You know, it does everything I could ever wish for, everything that the Transalp can do. So, you know, why am I spending all that money? Doesn't it make sense just to have this? So, quick apologies, my microphone has just, batteries ran out and I forgot to bring the other one, so maybe a bit more shouting you'll be able to hear me. Oh, now I have got a bit of bone to pick, I mentioned earlier, didn't I? And it's about all you YouTubers who've done videos on this bike and things I think you never said, and that was the fact that how it makes you feel when you ride it, because the very first time I went out on this, my God, it blew me out of the water. It was incredible. I instantly felt very confident on it, and I think it's because maybe it's a heavier bike, it felt really planted. The experience I had for that first half an hour on this far exceeded the experience I had with the Transalp. I don't know what it just did. I was blown away by this bike. I really was. Which makes a decision as to which one I'm going to keep and which one I'm going to get rid of even worse, doesn't it? But wow! If this is this good, what's the new one like? Which kind of leads to another problem, doesn't it? Yeah, I know. Next question is, what do we think about the aesthetics? Well, personally, I think is absolutely beautiful. I really think Honda have just done such an amazing job of getting the look of this thing. It's just, I could stare at this all day long. And I know the next generations, they were slight tweaks, but in essence, they are the same. And I like the red, big fan of the red as well. So what about all the technical side of stuff? It's got everything that really the Transalp's got, but just in a different way, you know? Admittedly, if you look at the dial on the front here, the dash, it's like being back in 1985 playing Pac-Man, the style of the graphics. But all the buttons you need are there. You got your paddle up, your down. You got a sports mode as well. You got everything you need. Also, this one sounds amazing. We're going to start her up, have a listen. Lovely. Sounds great. And of course, now we've moved in the complete collapse of my sound equipment, I've decided to go for the whole French miming artist. Yes, that's me right there. Now, my height is 5'10", my inside leg measurement is 31.2, I think. Yes, very confident with that. What we want to do now is take it out for a ride. Yeah, I know, I just said that. Good, all right, let's do that. Now, if you've never ridden the DCT before, which I hadn't up till recently, that's the biggest first challenge, because it's very delicate. You've got to be very delicate on the old throttle there. You can't go because you really will shunt forward. So, neutral, then we got drive, which is in drive now. You can see we also got some sport modes, traction control on the top here. So on this you can, little bleep, just feel it moving. So there we go, and she's off. There you go, but you've got to be careful. And then I've got to use the back brake a lot more, like I would have done feathering the clutch. All right. Ew. This is always the gentle bit, is getting out on junctions without over egging it, because of the DCT. Right. Now it does go up through the gears very quickly. You'll see 3, not going very fast, 4, 5. And it's all right for general commuting that, but of course you got your little paddles down here, so I can pick that and I'm back to 4th, back to 3rd, and we can pick it up. And then it goes up to 4th. Right, so let's just flick it into sports mode. I think you just, there you go, you hit it once and it goes to there. You got 3 different settings on sports. It goes 3. I'm going to put it in the middle because I genuinely don't know, let me see that, if 3 is more powerful or 1 is. I think it just spreads the gears out, that's all it does, it spreads them out. So, right, let's give it a go anyway. See how this goes. I'm hardly opening it at all, I'm way too scared. Alright, nothing coming. Oh shit! Oh, I tell you what, it makes my heart go. Jeez. It feels like I'm on a fairground ride. Oh my god, my stomach just comes out of me. Ah, oh, scary. That's too powerful. Oh my word, oh my word. I think that's why I liked it initially. That is definitely, I would say, more scary than the Transalp. Well, I'll be going out on the Transalp in a minute to compare. This is the bit to get used to, just at junctions I find with this DCT. Just not over. There we go, nice and gentle. Probably gives me more confidence than I really should have. And another thing I seem to do a lot as well, and other people have said this, is I really do keep that back brake covered pretty much all the time. I use that as my my feathering. Yeah, I've got to say, number 2 setting of the Sports, it's quite nice. Oh, I've got to be careful through here. There you go. Oh, and another one. See what I mean? Very, very dangerous around here, I can tell you. Oh, see what I mean? Look where they got to be careful. Got to be careful. It's a danger zone. Danger zone. And another one. Right then. Transalp 750. Now, I bought this from you in 2023 in September. I think the book price is about 9,500, 10,000, and I've added some more bits to it. I did the quick shift, I've got the heated grips, I've got the 12-volt socket, and after that I added a few more bits. I put the taller windscreen on, I've put the lowered seat on as well, and some engine crash bars and a skid plate. I reckon all in all I'm in it for about £12,000. That's what I've spent so far on this bike. And if you watched my previous video on the Transalp, you'll know that I kind of bought it on a bit of a whim, to be honest with you. I went in, I put the deposit down, I thought, yeah, that'd be great, that'd be great. And I had never ridden one before, and it's the biggest bike I'd ever had, ever. And I remember the day I picked it up, I was so shocked at how big it was. I was like, oh my God, but that first 10-minute drive home, it's only up the road, not far, it was just amazing. I absolutely loved it. So yeah, I had to do a few bits. Like I said, lowered seat, I've done a video on that as well. My feet touched the ground before, but this just gave me a little bit more comfort, and it's a nice squidgy seat, which I prefer over the Africa Twin. It's just a little bit harder. It's got heated grips, the Africa Twin hasn't. I mean, who wants heated grips anyway? Yeah, I do. I love heated grips. I love the fact they're built in as well, not aftermarket ones. Oh, I also put the bark busters on because you gotta have bark busters, haven't you? I've also added on the front chrome, you know, radiator protector grille as well. Looks very nice, very nice. So that's what I've spent so far, and I am going to be spending more on it if I keep it, with some front bar as well, protection crash bar, and maybe a few more stickers. Who knows? But the first question is, what does it look like? Does it look pretty? Is it a catwalk model bike? Well, not really. I love the look of it, but I wouldn't say it's as good looking as the Africa Twin. But you know, it's all subjective, isn't it, really, that sort of thing. So that's the first thing. I love the black, the white and the blue, my favourite colour scheme, really do. But of course, the one obvious thing this bike has over the Africa Twin at the moment, well, my Africa Twin, I should say, is this has got a lot more tech involved. It's, well, it looks like it has, doesn't it? It's got the fancy display and all the different modes. I can just press a button easily and I can refine them all just the way I want them. But of course, I only ever did that at the very beginning when I got the manual and I played around with it. Truth be told, I'm really using this on the tarmac and it's kept in standard mode. So the novelty of the tech for me is kind of worn off now, and I just ride it. I really do enjoy this bike. It's a nice bike, but is nice enough, just nice. And then the next question I've got is, if I did sell this, what kind of money would I get for it? Well, as you know, £12,000 in the hole already. It's less than a year old. I've done about 350 miles on it, which is shockingly low, isn't it? I know. And if I did part exchange it, God, I hardly get anything. But if I sold it privately, 8.5, on a good day, maybe 9,000. That's a lot of money lost. Yeah, I know it's not about the money, and that's another reason why I kind of feel like I don't want to sell this. I should enjoy it. I feel I'd be doing the bike a disservice if I just got rid of it now. I'm just flicking from one thing to the other, and I don't want to do that. I want to find something and stick with it. So yeah, that's why the old heart is quite attached to this bike at the minute. Also, the fact that this is brand new virtually, I kind of have that peace of mind that it should be okay. Things aren't going to go wrong anytime soon. There is that to consider. Right, I'm going to do a quick sitting on the bike test, because that's what you do. All right, I am 5'10", and my inside seam, I think it's 31.5 inches. I'll double check that and put it on the screen. But yeah, with the lowered seat, I mean, it's easy, it really is. Even with the standard seat, it's not too bad. But yeah, Africa Twin, a little bit lower than this. Yeah, it's cool. But is this 750 Transalp actually fast enough for me? Has it got enough power for me? Yeah, of course it has. I mean, I've been riding no time at all. I mean, I really haven't given this a full welly because I'm way too scared, but oh wow. If I put it in the sports mode and I really open it up, it's, I mean, for me, it's super exciting. It really is. But not as exciting as the Africa Twin. No, that was on another scale, an absolute another scale for me personally. But this is enough. This is enough. I'm not a fast rider, by the way. I know people say, oh, speed. You're right, I'm not. It's nice to get that feeling, that little, keeps you alive at 54-ish, almost. So yeah, it's definitely got enough power for me, that's for sure. It sounds pretty good as well. Let's have a listen. I'll put the mic down there, hold on. What I will say though, Africa Twin sounds a bit better than this. Right, next thing, get on the bike, we'll go for a 10-minute ride to compare how this feels with the Africa. Let's do it. The first thing I noticed about this Transalp, I think, is got just a nicer seating position. I don't know, I just feel, I mean, I know it's subjective, but I feel more comfortable the way I sit on this than I do on the Africa Twin. Additionally, the seat on this is a little bit softer, and I've only got a bony bum, so a softer seat is always a bonus. Additionally, this has got the quick shift, which is lovely. If you've never used one before, it's just beautiful. And I've got the bigger windscreen on this, so for the motorway this is really good for me, for my body height, to deflect the wind. Oh, did I mention this has got self-cancelling indicators? Yeah, very good for someone like me who keeps forgetting. I failed one of my tests because I left my indicator on. Yeah. All right, go again. It's not good weather. Holy shit! Oh my God! That's scary. That's scary. I can't do that. And that was not full throttle. That's as fast as I dare do it. Oh, it's like being on a fairground ride. Well, there we have it. I don't know what else I can go through really on these two bikes. My initial instinct was I really wanted to keep this because I always wanted an Africa Twin. And the other thing I mentioned earlier, that it's about tech. We always want to get the latest and greatest stuff, don't we? Well, I certainly do. And this isn't that, is it? I know it's only 5-6 years old and it's got older tech on it. That doesn't matter, does it? It really doesn't, because this has got all the tech. And I don't really appreciate that whatsoever. But having said all of that, there's something about this in my heart I love more at the moment. Might be due to my lack of experience, maybe, I don't know. So I really need your help still. So if you want to leave a comment below, let me know what you think, what you would do. That'd be brilliant. And then if you enjoyed this kind of content, please do press that subscribe button. That'd be fantastic. And I'll see you in the next one, because one of these will be gone and I will be buying another bike very soon. Take care. Bye bye.